Okay, our listener line number is 713-278-VENT, and we check it daily, many times a day.
People call us for all reasons. They're listening along to something that we're talking about on the radio, and they leave their comments there. They're listening later in the day to the podcast, and they couldn't catch the live show, or they had to get out of the car before we finish something.
I just checked right now. We have 5 new ones just happened within the last 15 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, I'll go through this.
So if you've called the listener line, you can be the star of the segment. It just depends on what you said. 713-278-VENT.
I'm going to start with a call. I'm going to give you an excerpt of a call we had last week about this woman. She had the neighbor from hell. See if you remember this.
Last night, my neighbors started harassing my brother-in-law. They called me the B word, and then they called our 25-year-old daughter a whore. And my 25-year-old daughter doesn't even live at home. She's in Florida now. And last night they pulled guns on my husband. I called the police. No, it's a homeowner, but his son was arrested yesterday. It was because he had a gun and he was a felon.
Wow. This does not sound like a neighbor you want to
Bad
live
news
next
neighbors.
to.
That's awful.
No, not
So there's an
at
update
all.
to that?
Yes, there is an update. She called back on the listener line.
I'm the lady that called in about the neighbor and attacking my husband and my brother-in-law. Well, yesterday we had U.S. Marshals show up. They took him in. He was only gone for 2 hours and then released. They sent him in on charges of threatening violence to cause serious bodily injury. It was caught on my camera, the threatening. You can't threaten somebody with their life and threaten police officers with their lives and get away with it.
No.
And then not only that, I was publicly threatened on Facebook, and they're saying it's not over. Always, always, always make sure you tell your story before something bad really does turn into something worse. That way people around you are aware, hey, this is happening. Hey, this is what's going on. My family knows it's not over, and we're scared.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh. This is so
I just feel so
And you can't just
sorry
move.
for her.
You know what I mean?
unsettling.
That is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Like, that is unsettling.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? You can't just pick up and leave.
That's why a lot of people don't call
Not with
cops.
these mortgage rates. Kevin?
Oh, right?
You have to have money down. You got to have all that.
Yeah, you don't want to move
So
out
it's
of
like to
that.
be continued. So the marshals got him, but only held him for 2 hours, and then what?
Because he was...
Doesn't this person have
He
a
had a gun
job?
and he
His
was,
whole MO is to terrorize
criminal.
his neighbors?
Probably.
I don't
What's
know.
everybody else on the block doing? Can't the HOA find a way to get Richard Hunt over there?
And I'd be scared because they're so cocky about it. Like they're making it known to everybody.
It's like the bully on the playground. Everyone at 12 o'clock, I'm going to beat some tail over here. This kid Eric, row.
Kid Eric?
He's going to get his butt beat by
3
me.
o'clock high. That was a great
Yeah,
movie.
Oh,
like
I
that.
remember that, where the guy, he gets threatened by the big bully in
All
class.
day long.
And all day long, he's stewing over it. It just hurts so bad, the waiting, the
Can we
anticipation.
close the palate? That's an unsettling call.
I hope she's okay in the future.
Okay, I you know what? How about a nice call? How about this one?
I've been around for years. I've been listening to you guys for a long time. Y'all ever think all y'all's kids with the children in the future, they're growing up, the relationships and stuff like that, they're looking to see like how Eric's kids are going to turn out? And Ryan, his daughter's already older and been through a relationship. She broke up with the guy from college, and now she's in L.A. And Roula especially, everybody's like, what's going to happen with Rula's daughter and her son? You guys are going to be around for a long time. I thank you guys a lot for, making me smile. And when I get off work, I listen to you guys. Me and my dog, you keep us going. All around Houston, everybody always sings their praises about you guys. Ryan was the first one. His daughter was the oldest. He talked about it a little bit. You guys, your kids are going to go into these dating stages, and it's like, Eric, Roula, you guys got multiple kids. It's a family affair. You'll brighten my day. You guys really rock it.
Oh, that was really nice.
Him and his dog. It's like a country song. Me and my
Me
dog,
and my
in my truck.
dog.
Number one with
Listen to the
podcast.
Roula and Ryan Show. I love that. But that is funny because, yes, we are raising our own families on the air as we live our lives and share them with you. And so that is kind of funny. Like, imagine when you hear Eric has been talking about his daughter gets her driver's license and then prom is happening.
And she's going today to get her permit.
Nice.
Whoa. that's
Oh, my
exciting.
God. That's a
I took
big
her
deal.
for driving at my in-laws' place.
Uh-huh.
It's like streets, but there's nobody there, especially this weekend.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I let her drive. She's like trying to use both feet. I'm like, no. One foot. I'm trying to be calm.
Uh-huh.
And only one time when she turned left, she wasn't going fast enough. So it's hard to turn your car when you're barely touching the, you're not touching the gas.
The pedals, yeah.
And then you overturn. And then you turn and we almost went into the ditch. I'm like, no. I'm like, just be calm. I'm thinking this is just a great moment. Memory we'll have for the rest of our lives.
Was it an SUV she was driving, or
she wasn't driving
your
my truck.
I was going to say your truck's pretty
Your
big.
truck is huge.
Thank you.
Do you guys remember last week? How did we get on? Was it from Rose's last week? Where we were talking about a mistress being at the funeral. Do you remember that?
Hold on, wait. I got to go back in the files in my head.
Yeah, you're really
we
good.
were
You got
talking
the
about the double
photographic memory.
lives. Remember the guy who called her the funeral with the 3 ladies? The wife that was there, then the mistress in the second life, and then the other mistress. Okay, we got on that conversation. Joseph called in and told us that crazy story about...
Because he called in before. Something weird.
Yes.
Oh, it struck a chord with somebody.
Hey guys, I listened to your segment today about how do you catch a mistress. I just want to leave a PSA for all the side pieces out there who are contemplating attending the funeral services of a recently deceased married lover or a recently deceased spouse. Don't do it. If you choose to go to that funeral, know that you are choosing violence because you have essentially signed yourself up for a wholesale ass whooping.
Whoa.
So you've now made yourself scapegoat of the grieving family's pain and anger. So if you pop up there, be ready for somebody to start calling you everything but a child of God in the house of God, or just start whooping your ass on sight, or calling you everything but a child of God while whooping your ass on sight in the house of God. Or worst case scenario, funeral home has to carry your ass out of there to start making preparations for your services. So don't be messy. Find another way to get your drama fixed. Don't show up at that funeral and piss that family off. You're going to get in over your head when someone goes upside your head. Don't do it.
I wonder if she's married.
She's very...
She's been active on the listener line today.
Yeah, scolded Sam earlier. Now she's
up against the mistresses. Oh,
Well,
you know
she's
what?
not lying.
No, she's...
Don't go to a funeral
spot
looking
on.
to reveal yourself because of your grief. You're going to totally get your butt kicked by somebody in that family is
And
going to go
rightly so.
off the
I
rails.
feel like she's been wronged.
Okay, so here's what we want to do for you right now. We want to have some fun with your bad or not so bad interview story. Everybody has had a job of some sort, and to get that job, you have to meet somebody who's going to hire you. So sometimes it just goes terribly. You're thinking, man, how did I get hired here? This is the craziest story. Or here's why I didn't get hired. So we want to hear your story of a weird or not so traditional interview, and don't give away the details so much so that we can guess the answer.
So
we
it's
want
up
to
to
guess,
us.
did you get hired, or did they tell you you're undesired?
Show up in tuxedos with your stepbrother.
It's such a great movie.
Why are you both wearing tuxedos?
Gosh, I love that.
Catalina Boat Show or whatever it was called. The mixer.
Wine mixer?
Wine mixer.
Catalina
Okay,
Wine Mixer.
so Jessica is starting this off
All right.
at 713-390-KRBE. Hi, Jessica. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Jessica. So share with us this job interview, okay?
Okay, so I go in for this job interview, and at the time I was 27 weeks pregnant. I've been looking for a job for a while. When I go in, I'm quite uncomfortable. I'm having a lot of pain. I'm thinking I'm having Braxton Hicks. So the whole time I'm in my chair, I'm shifting back and forth, and I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, I need to stand up. Is that okay? He's like, yeah, that's fine. And the whole time he's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And I'm uncomfortable the whole time, and I'm just shifting around and going from sitting to standing the whole entire time.
Yeah, he's probably like, man, is this girl on drugs? What's wrong with this lady?
But I mean, you were visibly pregnant.
visibly
he knew you were
pregnant.
pregnant,
Well, that's what I was
right?
gonna ask.
27
Were you
weeks. Were you showing enough?
Yeah.
I was showing. I wasn't like ginormous, but I was showing enough that you could tell I was pregnant.
Okay.
Okay.
And so you're standing up, sitting down, shifting a lot in the interview, super uncomfortable.
But not focused.
Is there anything else we need
Yeah.
to know before we guess?
No.
Was the
Let's see.
shifting, is there like an end story to that? Like, did you find out why you were so uncomfortable, or just because normal? like,
Yes.
why were you uncomfortable?
I was actually in labor, and I gave birth that day.
Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
right,
But
Hold
not
on.
until after you left the interview.
Yeah. Okay. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was like later in the day.
All right, punch
Okay,
it down.
so what do we think about
Not like the water
Jessica?
broke during the interview.
27.
Okay,
That's really early.
I
Yeah.
think that the guy would be afraid to not hire someone who's pregnant because of, hire EOE.
But then if he hires her, then she's not going to work for 3 months.
Right, but
Well,
you
she's
still
a
can't.
woman, Aaron.
Yeah, you still can't
That's why you can't
discriminate.
hire
In the
women.
meantime,
That's
he can have a temp fill
It's
in.
more, yeah.
But it shows.
Some people are 6 weeks.
But it shows. Look at she went there, did the interview,
In labor.
and then had a baby that day. That's pretty impressive.
I'm saying hired.
That's the kind of person you want
Hired.
on your team,
Hired.
right?
I would like to say hired, but then she had to decline because she's like, well, I just had my baby, so I'll just check back with you guys in like 8 months.
But this is all about whether or not she was offered the job.
I say hired.
Right.
Because it shows
Hired.
determination that she's.
Everyone's hired.
No, I'm saying not hired.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go, well, 4 hired, 1 not hired. Jessica, what happened? Did you get hired?
I did not.
Nice. Yeah, good point. What did they say, or did they end up finding out you had the baby later that day? That guy, the
I don't
interviewer?
think so.
No? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, you just never got a call back from them.
You got
I
ghosted.
didn't. No.
Ghosted.
Oh, okay.
Can we
Did you?
ask like what was the job for?
Yeah. What kind of job was it? What was the field?
Stripper.
So I had finished. So I finished school for medical assistant about 3 months earlier. So it was an interview at a doctor's office for a medical assistant.
Got it.
Okay. And everything good?
Yeah.
How old is your child now? How old is this?
She's 14. She did have a lot of complications, and I didn't work for 3 years after that. But she's great now. She's doing good. So yeah.
All right.
But they didn't
Okay.
send you an email like that day or a week later saying.
But 14
No,
years ago,
I
they just
got
ghosted.
nothing back. Which honestly, after it was really uncomfortable. I think for both of us, just because of how much I was shifting around and just. I didn't know I was in labor because of how early I was.
So
but,
neither of you were really feeling it during the
All
interview.
right. Well, Sam, you got a
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jessica, thank you so much for calling the show. That's really. Oh, I gave birth later that day. I had no idea I was in labor during the interview. That's really something else. Okay, Matt is up next at 713-390-KRBE. We're asking you about a weird or unconventional interview process and find out if you got the job or not. Hired or undesired? Hi, Matt. Good morning. Tell us your story.
Hey, good morning.
Hey,
Morning.
Matt. So yeah, we can hear you.
It's actually windy. Are you able to take us off Bluetooth?
So I got an interview at a hotel, and the lady was probably in her 50s. I was in college, and I had the interview. And then when I was walking out, she told me that I had a nice butt.
You had a nice
Highly inappropriate. Highly inappropriate.
Wow.
Yeah, but
And
for
in
guys,
what
they
way
don't
did
care.
she say it to you? She's
Did you-
walking.
did you find
you
her
could tell she's
attractive?
watching. Hold on,
You were
she's
wearing
watching
those
you walk
khakis.
out. And then how does she say it to you? Oh, by the way, like how does she say it to you?
Yeah, so I walked out of her office, and I was walking out in front of her, and she said, "Wow, you have a nice butt." And I was kind of caught off guard. I was in college, and she was a creepy old lady. So
creepy old lady.
It's true. You're like, I don't know how to respond to this.
All right, we can put him down.
This question is,
So-
did he want the job or did he
This
not?
might be an offer.
Yeah. Did he get hired or not? Do we think Matt got hired? I'm going to just go old school and say, yeah, he got hired because she wanted to harass him.
Right.
Saying you
But
got-
did
do
he
y'all
want
think?
the job
that's what
after
I'm
that? Like,
thinking.
did that leave
But
a bad taste?
the real question is, did he
Yeah,
get
that's true.
hired?
I'm gonna say
Was he
yes.
offered the job? We have 2 yeses so far. What do you guys think, guys?
I think she wanted some fries with that shake, so he's hired.
Okay.
She definitely wants to
He
hire
got the
him.
job offer, but he didn't.
Ryan,
take
do you
it.
think hired?
Hired?
Okay, we all think you got hired, Matt. What happened?
I did get hired, and she actually told one of the other employees the reason she hired me was because of my butt.
And how long did you stay at that job?
I actually stayed at that job for almost 10 years, and I ended up taking her position.
Oh my God, was she like creepy the whole time you worked there, or was it like that one-off time?
And she's
Just
always
never
hitting
just
on
the
you. It's like a
first time.
sitcom or the
Was
pervert
it like
lady.
the joke that, oh, Matt, here she comes in the corner?
Absolutely, yeah, that was the joke for a long time, and yes, it was creepy the whole time.
That's
And do y'all
crazy.
still hire on the basis of butt?
Butts?
Well, I don't work there no more, so I don't know what they're doing.
But she saw something in you. You worked there 10 years, so it was a good hire
What
for
line
her.
of work was this? Don't tell us
He said-
where.
He said
hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah,
Okay, we
hotel.
don't want to know the hotel.
All right,
No,
thanks for
no.
calling,
Oh,
Matt.
man.
10 years of sexual harassment Matt went through before he replaced his harasser.
See, it's how different with guys are. Guys like, hey, someone actually thinks I'm
No, but
attractive.
he said she was creepy. He didn't like it either.
I was actually really surprised him saying it was creepy.
Wait, he said he was
Maybe she's
early out of
ugly.
college and she was
Yeah,
in
if
her
she was
50s.
if she was attractive to him,
It would have been a little bit.
It doesn't make it
he-
okay,
he-
guys.
It doesn't
I
make it
know,
okay,
but
but
harassment
I
is
just
I'm just
was.
telling you the way guys think. Okay. I mean,
30 years old. She's 20 and he's 50. So
I've
that's a
had
big
nurses
difference.
compliment
he
my
was
husband's
20 and she
butt
was 50
at work.
He was 20 and she was 50.
So I
But
understand.
I'm just saying, like, he sees a 50-year-old. That might as well be a 100-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at him.
he's not interested.
He's
Okay,
right, bag your
hired or
pants.
undesired. Sam's got 2 points. The rest of us
Sam's
are
killing on this
1
game.
and 1.
Thanks.
Oh.
Roula and Ryan Show. We always go on a food tangent.
Maybe you're not hungry, but you're just looking forward to make something that's going to make you feel warm today. Maybe you did it yesterday and you have the leftovers today. I find that if I make anything tomato-based, the next day it tastes even better.
Oh, for sure.
I made meat sauce last night. It's going to be real good tonight.
Pasta in particular is always better
Really
the second
doesn't
day.
seem like Sam and Kevin and myself, we look more like pot roast type people.
I'm not a pot roast girl.
I can't see really making pot roast. I don't know why, because pot roast is awesome. You got carrots and potatoes.
I think it's a
Yeah,
real
like-
American meal, though. I didn't grow up
Well, you're
eating
American.
pot roast. No, but I'm
I
Greek.
mean,
I'm
you're-
Greek American.
Well, that's your.
I'm first generation Greek American, so all the food in my house was like legit Greek food. If we were going to cook at home,
My wife's Iranian, and
Like,
she
I
still
can-
likes pot roast.
I've never had. I don't
They used
think
to
I've,
kebabs and stuff. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever made pot roast, and I'm gonna guess I don't think my parents ever made pot roast.
You need to change that then. Make it.
Is pot roast like a
Chuck roast, whatever.
Got
like
that
a
little
chuck-
string around it.
okay, it's not
top
ground
I didn't
up.
do the
No.
string.
The pot roast, you don't string
Okay.
it.
No, it's just like a big old chunk of meat.
A top
Yeah.
round or an eye round. He was talking about Chuck. If you're a little on
Yeah.
the low end,
Is that something you also
I
put in the
do
slow
like the
cooker?
chuck.
It doesn't have to be on the low
Yeah.
end, Kevin.
Yeah, it's
If it's the
slow,
prime.
slow cooker, potatoes,
Okay.
carrots, celery. I
Yeah.
personally am. I don't really like that because I feel like the meat's always really, really dry.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which
Doesn't
one?
like braise, like a beef bourguignon or something.
I guess if you would
we can shred
splurge
it
and
with a
get
fork.
not a chuck, you would get more expensive meat. Then I
Yeah.
think you would be okay.
Okay.
But I'm a weirdo. Like sometimes I just don't like meat. So that isn't like I would really want to make. It's a loaded baked potato crock pot.
Oh, tell me that this one. I need to have this in my life.
It is the best thing ever. But I was like, I don't have
fattening.
any water at
there's
my
no
house.
protein in
Yeah,
there.
where's the protein?
The protein is the bacon that I'm gonna make.
There you
There's
go.
bacon. There's
Bacon for dinner.
cream cheese, or no, is it sour cream?
I'll make
I
a
think it's
BLT
sour
then.
cream. It's
Probably both.
potatoes. Yeah,
Okay.
and then to make it low fat, you do like low fat
There ain't no low
evaporated
fat, nothing in that
evaporated
name.
milk.
No.
What?
No.
Bacon and evaporated milk?
Yes.
This sounds
so wait,
revolting.
so wait, tell me.
It's so good.
This is awful.
I'm following you, Sam.
Okay,
I'm following
hold
you.
on.
So
Let
wait,
me get the
God.
rest
you're
of
going to
it.
put the potatoes in a slow cooker with
Everything.
evaporated milk,
Yes.
bacon,
Yes.
cheese.
Hold on, let me-
I guess you
What kind of
garnish with
potatoes?
chives later. It's like Yukon Golds or
you
red
can,
potatoes.
Yes, it's
Red potatoes
the
are great.
Yukon Gold ones.
Okay.
And yeah. Oh my gosh, tell me.
Can I do a
this
semi-homemade
is- It's called
shortcut?
skinny crock pot.
Big
Baked
soup.
potato. Yeah.
Oh, it's a soup.
It's a soup. Sorry.
Oh, you said like a dip or something, or
Yeah.
just like
Oh,
a.
did I? My bad.
Yeah, I felt like it was
Sorry.
like
No, no,
you
no,
did a
it's a soup.
shortcut with those powdered
It's a soup.
I
potatoes.
feel like if I eat that, I'm going to be on the pot.
No
What?
kidding.
Why would you be on the pot for this?
That
There's
looks like a lot
nothing
of
bad in
bacon.
it. No, it's like 8 or 6 slices
why
of
they call it
bacon
pot
that you put on
roast.
top if you want
Okay.
to. How do you say that? Yukon?
Yukon
Yukon.
Gold.
Yukon.
Gold. Shut up. Yukon Gold potatoes.
22.
Eric, I want some of them Yukon potatoes.
Yellow onion. I'm pushing past.
Push pass, girl. Just keep
Sodium
on.
chicken stock reduced. So that's where you kind of do like the low cut.
Okay,
the low
reduced
fat.
sodium
Low fat
chicken
evaporated
broth.
milk, cream cheese.
Milk is
Basically a
cheddar
soup
cheese.
that's
It's
kind
a
of thinner
soup.
than thicker.
Is it
Yeah.
milk?
Okay, when I was a
Milk.
child, I have a very
It's so
real
good.
memory of my dad, because my dad never picked us up from school. My dad picked us up from St. Thomas because it was like a freeze day or something. Like they decided to cut school in half that day, saying, we probably shouldn't have y'all come in today. So my dad picked us up. I remember it was freezing cold. And we went home and my dad made beef stew. What's going on, Santiago? I'm talking here. Do you want to say
You
something
want some beef
too?
stew?
Since I'm holding him.
Want some Yukon? What is it?
What's that?
Yukon?
Because it's YOKON.
Wouldn't that be
why
ironic?
you,
He says the
KON?
word right before you do.
Santi,
Mommy,
can you
it's
say Yukon?
Yukon.
Santi, can you say Yukon? Anyway, my dad picked us up and he went home and he made a beef stew. And I have such a vivid memory of him like chopping up the beef and the potatoes and stuff. And I think that's like the only time my dad ever made beef stew. And it was so good. I've never tried to recreate
Try
that.
a pot roast.
A
try it.
pot roast.
I don't
Now,
think
not
you're gonna
everybody
like
wants
it.
meat now.
The crock pot?
Are you guys? How do you feel about like for me soup? The only time I have soup is when I'm sick. But you can make some delicious soups out there, too. I mean, my God, a good bowl of hot tortilla soup.
Loaded
They
baked
like this.
potato soup. I'm telling you.
Avocado soup.
I made Irish stew yesterday,
Ooh.
and
what's-
that's with
what's the-
That was just his
lamb.
whiskey. It's Jameson. That's all it is.
Jameson Irish stew.
Jameson.
That's all it was.
Some concentrated milk and a Yukon.
He's starting to cry looking at your stories,
talking
Kevin.
about soup.
He's looking over at you, and he's like starting to curl his lip.
He
'cause he's
said,
about to
"Don't
start
you make
crying.
fun of my mom. I'll
top-
poop on
I think
you."
it's time for milk.
The top
Yeah.
popular winter soups, clam chowder is number 1.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
Yes, I love
Now
clam
listen,
chowder.
I will buy that.
Chicken noodle number 2.
Or, I will have it at family restaurant, but I will not make it in my house. Even though clams are very easy to work with because they have
Everybody say this
canned
one.
clams in the brine
All right,
at the
wait.
store.
I said that one.
Hold on. Minestrone.
Nope.
It's spelled minestrone, but it's
Minestrone?
pronounced
No, it's
minestrone.
It's minestrone.
Minestrone.
It's minestrone.
But you got to do this thing with your hands.
Minestrone.
Minestrone.
How do you say it?
What else is
Minestrone.
another big soup?
Minestrone.
Another winter soup that's
You
very
know, some
popular.
tortilla soup is good here in Houston.
You know who has the best in town?
Chicken
If you're
tortilla.
I mean, if you want to get the best, Central Market, and I think HEB carries that same brand, their tortilla soup is to die for. And I mean, they're usually sold out by
I still like the
noon.
Madeline's soup.
Oh, the
the
tomato
tomato basil.
bisque?
Yeah, I just
Tomato
get a big
basil.
old French.
It's so good.
I just dip it in the whole thing. Eat the whole
I was
thing.
like, man, this
Baguette.
is really good. And then I looked at the cup of soup is like 120 grams
Well,
of
of
fat.
course, there's heavy cream in
Yeah.
it. Popular
Make it-
winter soups go like this: chili, then broccoli cheddar soup, which I can't eat that one because I just feel like you're eating cheese.
Smells like
It's
Yeah.
so
Sipping
good.
cheese.
I love that.
Manhattan
Panera has really
clam
good.
chowder is the tomato-based chowder, not the
Ugh.
white one. Corn chowder, delicious. Yes. French onion soup. I made that once in my life from scratch. Takes a while, but it's very good.
All right.
New England lobster bisque.
Ooh, lobster bisque. Yeah.
I could do that.
bisque.
That's what Costco's got lobster
Number
bisque.
4, minestrone. Sam said
Minestrone?
Number 3, tomato. Often enjoyed
Tomato
with grilled
is
cheese
boring
sandwiches.
unless you add something to it because
Grilled
it's,
cheese
it's
sandwich.
runny.
Tomato being tomato basil. Number 2, chicken noodle soup. And the number 1 most popular winter soup, as Eric said, clam chowder, the white version.
Can
Yes.
you believe that?
Yeah.
What's the other version?
The red
The
one, I
red
said the
one.
Manhattan one is
I don't like
number
the red version.
8 on the list.
I never had that before.
Yeah, the
What do
red.
you got against the red?
I just know the tomato based clam
Yes.
chowder. I just cannot do it. In all the years I've been to any restaurant where they had both types, I've never once been there where somebody at my table said, "I'll take the red one."
Right.
There's no
It's
potato
always
soup
the
on
white
there?
one.
You guys are
Potato
missing out.
soup.
If I make it tonight, I'll bring it tomorrow, and
Yeah.
we can have like a try it Wednesday.
And I bet it'll
Okay.
taste even better tomorrow.
oh yeah, absolutely.
And actually,
So
clam
good,
chowder
guys.
to me, Eric, is almost like remove the clams and that is potato soup
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it's
if you
the
got
same.
diced
It
potatoes
is,
in there,
absolutely.
it's almost like the
That's
Have
same.
y'all
literally
ever like
that's it. Just the jar,
experimented?
yeah.
Like the best, thickest soup I've ever had in my life. It was actually in Germany, and it was a small bowl. I'm like, how's this going to fill me up? It was potato with cheese, beer, and butter. All the just, I guess they
Is
ran
it-
it in the processor or something, and it was like the most delicious thing I've ever eaten.
What's it called?
Huh.
I don't
Is it a
remember.
name?
I can't say all those names.
Heil Hitler soup.
Yeah, that's
That's disgusting.
Ryan went on his-
That is horrible.
Germany soup.
He loves Germany.
No, we're not going to put everything German
No,
with Hitler.
he was
This
referring.
morning, even this morning, he
However-
goes, hey guys, you know it's colder here than Berlin. I'm like, man, you just
Oh, I was looking at my
you love
phone.
Germany, dude.
I was looking at my. Okay, your phone. You go to the weather thing
Yeah,
and
your
you
favorite
scroll.
cities.
No, you scroll to where all the places you've been. I'm like, oh, in Prague it's 33.
I do not
New York
load
it's
in
30.
places that I've been into my weather because it has the actual. The first one you click on, it finds where you are and tells you the weather there.
So our location right here,
Who else wants
KRB,
to
is.
see
He
what
just
is
wants to know
20.
where his home.
His homeland is.
what's feel like at home.
His homeland.
My home is here.
Well, back to the warm soups. I hope you
Oxtail
enjoy
soup,
something
somebody
warm
said.
today. Ooh, I bet that's really good too.
So he really likes like weird,
I like
oxtail
oxtail.
and lamb shanks.
I've had oxtail
Because
and
I'm-
it was decent. I just like I said, I don't really like meat. So
What-
I didn't-
what all's
you
an
can
oxtail?
braise it. It's an oxtail. It's an
oxtail.
actual
Legit.
oxtail.
Well, besides the
and
tail.
like you
Tail.
braise the meat.
Don't you come
and
after
then
me
you
when
can
you
make
just
it with
ask what's an
different ways.
oxtail.
I know.
No, I
He
mean like
asked-
what
he
all do you
asked
put
that.
in it is what I'm saying. Obviously,
That's
the
what I'm
ox's
saying.
toes or hoof.